Alright guys and girls, this is Bagofsoup coming at you with a look back from a couple weeks ago at the new Rome map that we tested out. Now I've been dodging a hurricane the past couple weeks and been doing relief efforts, so I haven't been able to post this video, but we've only gotten this one look at the Rome map, so maybe you'd like to take another fresh look at it, or maybe you haven't even seen it yet. Plus we're testing out some other bots and things that have just come out in the new update, so this will be a relevant video, I hope. First things first, if you look to the right, you see some little buildings over there behind the beacon. Now, in a previous match that we're going to look at here, I actually decided to jump into them just for fun to see if I could get back out. Now, maybe a griffin could jump high enough, but this poor rog got stuck. So, Pixonic, for next time, don't enclose in any areas you don't want people to get out of. I had to end up dumping that bot. So let's go back to our main match. I learned for the second time, don't jump in there. And I just jumped in front to grab a beacon. One of the things I like about this map is it's got some good balance. You can see on the left and right of the Colosseum some of those long Roman roads that you can snipe at from or do mid-range play. But also, your beacon runners and knife fighters can get to cover if needed, which is great. You've got these little towns and mazes of buildings on the left and right that you can hide in to get closer to the snipers, or you can do some good brawling and knife fighting in here. And obviously jumping bots are going to have a field day with this area, much like areas on Power Plant or Dead City or Moon Map. The jumping bots will do great, or even Ansel bots that can block rockets in this area will do great. Of course, I'm fighting a pretty good guy in a Rog here, so I'm having plenty of trouble. But we are doing beacon rush mode, of course, so I can jump into a closer beacon. We were also testing out the flamethrowers a week or two ago that have that 350 meter range. They do spread damage. They shoot through physical shields, but not through energy shields. But it's a great alternative to the Thunder because, unlike a Thunder where you have to get closer to do more damage, you can stay back much farther with the flamethrowers and still do good. So don't rush this guy like I did. You're doing no better getting closer. I should have just kept my range back and used my Ansel shield against this guy, but sometimes I'm not thinking. But anyway, you can put the flamethrowers on a Carnage or a Fury or a Raijin or a Natasha or a Lance, all sorts of heavy weapon options. Pretty fun. And of course, we've got center beacon at the Colosseum, and I'm putting up my shield here with my Raijin and doing that extra 30% damage in Bastion shield mode. Great way to lock down this center beacon. And of course, that Raijin buff hit the live server this past week with the 3.1 update. One thing I noticed about the center Colosseum, it looks pretty small, but that's because it's human-sized. But Adrian Chong in his video had actually climbed up to the top with his Raijin. It was using flamethrowers to shoot down at a bunch of the guys. It was really good, so I decided to try it too. The problem is, Thunders, you got to be a lot closer to do good damage, and I just got taken out. So I probably wouldn't suggest you do it with Thunders. That was a previous match. I learned my lesson. I like the buff to the Raijin. I think it's a very clever idea, and I just got one this week and have been upgrading it. But the problem with this buff, it gives you 30% more damage per weapon. So basically, it's like you're carrying around 2.6 heavy weapons, close to like having a Fury out there, but with the physical shield and the extra speed on the Raijin. The problem is the Thunders have to get pretty close to do good damage, and you can't get that extra buff until you've stopped moving and put your shield up. So maybe Thunders is not the best option unless you're already stationary and locked down, like inside the Colosseum. So just something to consider. Maybe the flamethrowers would be better, or maybe a long-range sniper setup would be better. So we're jumping back in, and of course we've been testing out the Grancel Locker, or as they call it, the Inquisitor or Descend bot. I call it the Grancel Locker because it's got the Griffin-style jump, the Lancelot-style weaponry, and the stealth of a stalker while you're jumping and after you land for 5 seconds. That's why I call it the Grancel Locker. A little mix of the Griffin, the Lance, and the stalker. It's supposed to be more of an upgraded version of a Griffin, which is a silver paid bot, so this will be more of a premium version designed to take on the Griffin and the Lancelot. It's pretty powerful, and we're still testing it out, and I still think it's a little too powerful. but that's probably because it's going to be a premium bot. You know that Thunders and Orkans are going to do great in this area of the Rome map with all these little buildings, or inside the center Colosseum. Any closed spaces, it's going to do great because you can jump out and about, shoot people behind corners. Will be very good. Of course, another great setup on this bot will be the Ansel with Terrans as well, and you can take that out even into the more open areas, like we're doing here to capture that leftmost beacon over there that's a little more open than some of the other ones. You can help to block rockets a little better, but if they're using plasma or firearms, you better get to cover. Anyway, so hopefully I'll have some teammates to help me here. So you can see we've got pretty good control of the map here, and we're just kind of closing in on the last few guys. They've got their home beacon and home spawn point left. And of course you can tell at the north end of the map, the enemy side has some good buildings of protection where they spawn in. Of course we did on the south side as well. And you got those open lanes on the left and right of the Colosseum for long range and mid range play. And then of course that just defend the Alamo style action at the center Colosseum, which is fun as well. You know, the map is pretty early on with the colors and shapes and textures, but if a lot of people like it and Pixonic continues to develop it, hopefully we'll see it with a little more detail. You know, I really didn't like the map the first time I played it. I really didn't get it, but once I got that big picture view of it, kind of saw where everything fits and where you can fight with different styles of play on the map, I really started to enjoy it more. Man, this is my last bot, and this guy's trying to take me out, so hopefully my teammates can help here, and I can make it to the end to see it through here. Thankfully, I got some teammates to protect me, and we're just kind of finishing off these last two guys. Look at the flamethrower action, hitting these guys from like 3 different angles. It looks like a Cheetos cheese puffs or cheese balls hitting them here. That is total Roman destruction. They were just decimated at the end there. But that was a fun match, and hopefully it gave you a good look again at the Rome map and some of the features that, like I said, that I enjoy about it. But that was definitely a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it the more I played it as well. So I'd love to hear your comments in the comments section below. What do you think about the Rome map? What do you like about it? What do you wish they would change or update with it? And hopefully we'll get some better structures and colors and textures as it gets developed along the way. And just some final thoughts on the map. Once again, what I like about it is there is some good open ground. You can see on the left and right sides of the Colosseum the Roman roads, literally, that you can do some good, have some good lanes for sniping and open range fighting. I think that's important because if everyone has at least one bot like that in their hangar, you want to be able to use it. But of course, you're also going to have these maze-like buildings on the left and right where you can get closer to the enemy if they're sniping at you, or you can get to those beacons, or just do some old-fashioned up-close knife fighting and brawling. Of course, I think the jump bots are going to do best in this area, or maybe the bots with Ansel shields as well back here, but this is going to be that area just for good old-fashioned melee fighting and fun, and I look forward to it on the map. And then finally, of course, we got the Colosseum. Are you not entertained? Just having some good gladiator-style fun in here. Of course, you can even walk up the walls and ambush guys as they walk in each entrance, or the Raijin can climb up on top, or the jump bots can jump up from the side and over to shoot. All sorts of options. So I hope you enjoyed a look back at the Rome map we've been testing. Would love to hear your comments. If you liked the video, please click like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That's it. This is Bagofsoup. Hope you have a great War Robots day.